Yo, 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 yo. What's good? What's good? Welcome, everybody in here, man. Welcome, 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 y'all. Everybody that's coming up in here right now, man. I'd like to welcome y'all to Zoe Pound's Lounge. You know, right now I'm streaming through StreamYard, which is a good platform. Let me go ahead and put that up. It's a good platform, man, for any type of streamers that wanna put uh y'all context out there. This is a good platform for it. You can stream on multiple different sites at one time, and it's easy to navigate to. But how y'all doing, man? I'm your host, Shadow Zopound. But I like to start off by saying, welcome home, Ross Ulbricht. He's one of the he's a person that was in the feds, right? And we used to bounce letters back and forth a couple of times, you know what I'm saying? Not really much, but we bounced letters back a couple of times. We talked, you know what I'm saying? His ideology of what he was seeing, I understood it to the utmost, you know? And if y'all don't know who Ross Ulbricht is, Ross Ulbricht is the creator, the founder, and the CEO of the Silk Road. If you don't know what the Silk Road is, uh everything that we know about Bitcoin, everything we know about crypto, this guy basically revolutionized it. But he revolutionized it on the dark web. You had to download this program called Tor for to get through the dark web, you know what I'm saying? Get to the dark web, and then you get to the Silk Road, right? And on his platform, you couldn't use regular currency. You couldn't use your cards. You had to buy Bitcoin in order to do purchase. When he first came up with the idea of the Silk Road, um, he was in college, and he had a radical way of thinking about how the government try to control people and make them they always want their hands in everything and dictate what a person do with their body and all of that. And so that's one thing that he came with. He didn't like the way that they was middleman in everybody's moves. And so he started coming up with an idea. And one of his ideas was, man, I want to make a way to where people can have access to what they want without the government input on it. And so he didn't know nothing about coding and all of that. So basically he taught himself how to code, do computer codes and stuff. And he came up with his whole website, started it from scratch, came up with his own computer code, studied it and all that, and basically came up with a website that was something totally different when he first started out. I forgot the exact name of the first website that he had, and later on down the line he had changed the name of it. But what he wanted to do, he wanted to sell mushrooms, you know. He wanted to sell shrooms over the dark web. That was his thing. He had the little grow operation. He invested in a grow operation, and he was keeping everything to himself in the beginning. And then he was so excited about what he did, he wanted to tell his girlfriend at the time about it. So he took her to what he was doing and showed her about the mushrooms that he was growing, how he was growing it, and gave basically his plan of how he's gonna uh sell these mushrooms. And he started off with the website, just like everybody else that start off doing something. You'll start off doing and not knowing what you're doing, and you catch on and you get better as you go, right? So that's what he started doing. So in the beginning, he used to advertise it over social media outlets like Facebook or whatever. And to be honest, that's kind of what got him caught up, is because when he did that, it actually gave him a footprint of what's going on. You know what I'm saying? It gave the feds and stuff the footprint of what was going on with him and stuff. And they ended up going all the way back and tracking that. And it's what really brought them to bring up his face. So anyway, the growth of the Silk Road came about when the expansion. He had other people that was hitting him up on the website and was like, man, say, check this out, man. You selling mushrooms. You think I can sell this on it? You give me a cut, you know what I'm saying? You pay me, you can sell it on there. It was like it was like the Amazon of illegal activity. I put it like that. It was like the Amazon of illegal activity. And it was big. You know, right now today they stated that he had like uh over nine over 900,000 subscribers to the website. So over 900,000 subscribers, you got to think about how many people is buying product and how many people is trying to sell their product because it's so easy. The way he was pushing it was through the mail, the U.S. Postal Service. They just put it in the mail and deliver it right to the house, and the people get it on at their doorstep. You didn't have to go nowhere. And that was another flaw in it because they tracked the packages back to the customers that was buying the product. So anyway, he created the Silk Road, and he was selling everything from mushrooms to powder to hard to motherfucking crystal to even arms. He didn't really want to deal with the arms race and all that, you know what I'm saying? But it was money, and he was giving people freedom. And if you think about it, whenever you have a company, whenever you running a company and you the CEO and the founder of the company, you can't do it all by yourself. So what he started doing, he started contracting different people to come in and help him. These people he never knew, you know what I'm saying? All he got to do is open it up to where they can, you know, do what they need to do with this part of the website. He can close it down. But the thing about that is you have people that's trying to use and abuse you. You have people that's hacking into your program. And that's what they started doing with him. One of the people, his main people, uh used to hack into his program and then have it set up to like he's being threatened. They're threatening him to tell him, we if you want us to stop hacking your program or stop stealing your product, you got to pay us X amount of Bitcoin. So what he did, he started out paying, and then he was talking to the same guy that was that was extorting him. Basically, he was talking to the same guy that was extorting him, and he was asking this guy and telling this guy about what people doing. And that dude even told him, if I were, I think you should have paid him because he's actually the guy that's extorting him and he don't even know it. And so with that going on, he's trying to save his money because he got this man stealing his money, but he don't know that this man is stealing his money because this man is supposed to be helping him push his website. He's part of the executive board on the website. So it was all type of confusion going on. So while it's confusion going on with him, he ain't got the stuff so big to where they got uh arms, they selling on it, they got drugs they selling on it, all type of stuff, even hired hitmen you could get on Silk Road. So uh Ross, he wasn't planning on the stuff to get out of hand the way it was. Ross was a college dude. He was a radical college dude, but he wasn't planning on this to get out of hand and go to the extent it went to. So uh it ended up turning him into something that he didn't want to be, right? So now when people don't pay and all of that, he's basically sending hit teams to go get people, you know. And the hit team that he's trying to go get, he don't understand that this dude that he's talking to, thinking that this man is a hit man, he's really working with the feds trying to get him. They trying to find out who the hell Ross is. They don't even know his name, they don't know his face or nothing. They trying to get to him, so they decoying in his sight like they hit me in, like they drug dealers, like they drug customers and everything. So they got one team that's tracking these packages because it was a package that came in, and when they went through the customs and or they were checking the package to see what was in the package, it always read back that the package was it's illegal substance in the package. So the people report to Ross and be like, hey, say, check this out. I didn't get my package, homie. So Ross got to make that package up for him and all of this. And so they going through all type of turmoil for us, the Silk Road in itself. You got one of his executive board members is extorting him out of money. You got people that's not getting their packages. You got people that's stealing from him. He's sending hard hits. So this stuff is all the way out of hand. Plus, you got the feds decoying as hitmen, as drug dealers and drug customers. So they tracked a package. They let the package go and go through. They stake out. They watch the package get delivered to the house. And soon as the dude, he was a fat dude, uh, uh, a Caucasian, fat Caucasian dude. I think it was somewhere like it was on the West Coast somewhere. I'll put it like that. When the package got delivered to him, they rushed him. You know what I'm saying? They wanted him to open up the package and everything. Boom, they rushed him. So they held him and they locked him up, basically trying to find out who did you get this here from. They trying to go up the chain now. They going up the chain, knocking off as many people as they can just to get information. You know what I'm saying? And so they don't know who the dude is. He called himself he used to have a name, uh Robin Hood or something like that. I forgot the name that he used to go by on there. But um he basically was they was trying to get him who's over this site. So the people tell him, well, we don't know who this is. I bought it off this, I did that, I did that. So they tapping in and they'll have this man locked up and they'll get into his program to where he's connected and they act like they him and they talking to him directly now, but they still don't know who he is because the name is not matching. He stated put up firewalls and change the code and all that, so it's hard to crack into his Silk Road. So uh it was this one guy, uh this one black guy. He ended up going all the way back through the footprints on the website. He go all the way back, all the way back, all the way back. And he's like, man, hold on, this is where it all started from. And he see Ross's face. He see Ross Rubber's face, and he's like, oh man, this is the guy. This is who we looking for. He take it back to all the people and he's showing them like, man, this is the guy we looking for. We doing this left and right. This is the guy we looking for. Man, they turned him down. They like, man, shushed him to the side like, you don't know what you're talking about. Get on. You know what I'm saying? You a computer dude. You know what I'm saying? You don't know nothing about this. So the dude, he went out of his way to try to go ahead and connect the dots further. So as the feds and the DA and all these people, the task force that's coming together to take the Silk Road down, as they coming together, they get to realizing like, man, we have this missing link. And they realize that this dude has the one that tried to say that it was him when he went all the way back to the first website that Ross had created. He was trying to tell them that this is him and they shushed him off. Boom, they come back to him and they meet up with him. And they find out that this is the actual dude that's running the Silk Road. So now they have a face. They track it and they ended up pinpointing him at a library. He was at a library at the table with his laptop up. They sent agents up in there and they walking around the library like average Joe civilians. They walking around the library. He don't even know it. You got one that'll come circle behind them. They not too close upon them. They circle behind them. They just stay close in proximity enough. What they wanted to do, they wanted to get the computer from him before he hit a button to either close it and kill the whole Silk Road software. So as they get in there, they get in position. And the dude that's talking to him, the agent that's talking to him, they wanted him actually typing on the thing. And so when he was typing on the thing, he gave them a call and he was like, okay, get him. So you got one agent grabbed him while the other agent at the same time snatched his computer from him. You know what I'm saying? With it still open and everything. So they hacking into it and they read up on everything that he's been doing. They into the whole Silk Road, the whole business of it and everything. You know, they seeing how big it really is now. But the thing about Ross Ulbricht was the one that revolutionized the way Bitcoin worked. They see that what we see as Bitcoin right now, he was the first one to use it on the scale that he was using it on. Didn't nobody even know about Bitcoin or no other cryptocurrency. When this here happened, when this here happened, and that's why Bitcoin get behind Ross Ulbricht. They get behind him because he was the one who revolutionized it and showed them that this can be bigger than what we think. It can be bigger than what we think. So all of them rallied around him, and they was protesting and campaigning about, man, free Ross Ulbricht, but they couldn't find nobody to actually pardon him. So this man been locked up over 11 years. You know, doing he'd been doing his time for over 11 years, and it's like what they when he was sitting in there, he been thinking like, man, what did I go wrong? What did I do wrong? He still have his radical mindset, but he see radical lie, uh, uh, his uh, uh, his radicalism. He see it in a whole different light now. Now, they pardon him for him because they see him as, man, you the one that opened up the way for crypto in on a whole nother scale. So they've been shooting, man, we need to free Ross Ulbricht. We need to free Ross Ulbricht, right? So Donald Trump in 2024, he seen how many people was rallying around this man and wanting to see this man free. And he even know this man's background about how much of a thinker he was, how smart he was, you know, how brilliant he was, how far above his time he was. So what they did, he was like, in 2024, he was like, man, if I'm president, you know what I'm saying, y'all vote me president, you know what I'm saying, I'm bringing Ross Ulbricht home. I'm a pardon Ross Ulbricht. And so as soon as he got into office, that's exactly what he did. He kept his word. Ross Ulbricht, he got pardoned 5 months ago. He got pardoned 5 months ago. He did a speech in the freedom I forgot the name of that little event he had. He did a speech basically, and he was talking about prison. It's a lot of people that look at prisoners like, oh yeah, they committed a crime, man, lock them up, throw away the key, put them up under the jail. Don't get me wrong. Some people have to be in jail. You know what I'm saying? Because the reason why you lock people up is it's not to prison don't rehabilitate nobody. You have to rehabilitate yourself. Prison don't do that. You know? And you can either go to prison and become the best prisoner, you know, a better convict, or you can go to prison and you can become a better person in yourself. You can learn, teach yourself business. You can do whatever you want to do. But prison will afford you the time to create who you want to be as a person in life, you know? And so that's one thing he's seen differently. He used this platform when he got released. He's seen how many people is rallied around him, and he used that to try to help the people that he was incarcerated with because he still have that radical ideology, you know. But I got a platform now. I can actually speak and make a difference. I got these people that's behind me. We need to start looking at prisoners. Just because we lock them up, you know, a lot of those prisoners is getting back out. And if people are sitting up holler about, man, lock them up, throw away the key. I don't care if that prisoner got 10 years or if that prisoner got 60 years. If he got a release date, that prisoner coming back home. So you can either invest in the prisoners to try to give them tools and stuff, or create programs to where they can become better civilians for when they come home, that these people won't look at you as prey. Or you can sit back and you can allow them to become a better criminal than they was before. So now when they come back, they're gonna prey on you even harder than they did before. And another thing, they locked this man up, gave this man 2 life sentences. They gave this man 2 life sentences, right? He didn't unalive nobody. He didn't actually sell the stuff himself. He created a website and had the stuff sold. People was hitting him up to sell substance. He sold mushrooms. He sold mushrooms. He just allowed his website to be used like Amazon. I can come up with something and create me an Amazon store, and I can sell my own product through Amazon. Yeah, you profit from it. I'm not taking nothing from that, but that's business. But since we're talking about business, we got to also understand this, that the United States of America is a capitalist economy. What do capitalist economy mean? A capitalist economy means that the United States is trying to profit off everything that they do. I don't care if it's if it's birth. Your birth certificate and social security card is a barcode, and it create and it make you as an individual a ward of the United States. The government, you are property. You are a product of the United States. This is a business. The United States is a business. There's a lot of people don't see that. And you part of the product of the United States. The United States print out money off of your back, off of the barcode that you have, because this is who you is. You're a product. You know, right now we going through a whole system and we paying taxes and stuff for stuff that we don't even have to pay taxes for. I never understood why a person can buy land. Got buy land, you could pay for the minimum rights and everything to this land, right? Build your house on this land, and you still owe the government taxes. That's a form of extortion in itself. The United States is the biggest mafia, the biggest gang in the world. The government, you know? I say the governments, not the United States, but the governments. They the biggest gangs in the world. You know what I'm saying? Don't get me wrong. We do need order. We it's a lot of people here can't think, and they need other people to think for them. And that's why they created governments, because they want to keep a lot of people blind to how the government really work and their purpose. The stuff that we was taught about how the government work, that's not how it work. You know, that's how they want us to think how it work. You give a up, you got to also give them a down. You give them a left, you got to also give them a right. You know, the reason why, it create a decision. It make you think that you you got a choice when you don't have a choice. The same people that's creating these choices is is the ones that got you thinking that you're doing something. They created this, so no matter which way you turn, they still have control of it. It's just a balance that they created, and that's what's happening. So my thing is, uh, they freed Ross Ulbricht, right? And I think that's a good thing that they freed him, because people with minds like him, like he have, I don't care what skin color you is or what, those type of mindsets is really needed. They really vital to the growth and productivity of civilization, you know? And we sit here and we talk about right or wrong. Oh yeah, he was locked up. He sold drugs and he did this. He had all this going on. The United States allow drugs to be sold every year. The United States actually allow fentanyl and cocaine and all of this to come into the borders or to be produced in the borders. A lot of the stuff that they seize, they put it back out there because it create a balance. If they eradicate all drug use, right? If they eradicate all crime, we're gonna say that all crime just cease in the United States of America. Don't you know how many jobs will be put out of business? You got millions of people that's locked up that these people profiting from. You got thousands of people that's locked up. You know what I'm saying? They locked up And either they trump the charges up on them, or they got them locked up on crimes that they don't supposed to be locked up on. It's a saying that um in the United States, it's a saying that they'll rather get you and know that they locked you up innocently than to just what was the saying? They'll rather lock you up as an innocent man just to get a conviction than to actually allow uh, a criminal just to run the streets, you know, with nobody to answer for the crime that he's committed. So I don't really understand, because a crime is not a crime until you get caught. We got politicians and high up, the people with the money and all that, they committing crimes every day. They committing crimes every day, but they not getting caught. The people like us, we not pushing, we not pushing that agenda. And a lot of the people that we push that agenda, we see all the time that when you in a certain status, you're not held to the same, saying laws that we are held on. You know, we we got the United States hollering about, they locking up drug dealers. Just think about this here. They locking up drug dealers. But you got places like in Washington State, in Seattle and stuff, they got open air use where drug addicts can stand out freely and do dope. They could do heroin, fentanyl. You walk down the street, your nose get the burning because you got a whole group of people that's sitting right here doing fentanyl in the open, doing fentanyl in the open. You got people that come all the way out from all over the United States just to come out and get high because it's so freely. And then you want to lock people up for profiting from this here, but the government opened it up where it's fair use. It's fair use, open market, fair use. Saying you get high as you want, but you mad that the person is trying to profit from this right here. And then they holler about a homeless crisis. It ain't a homeless crisis. It's an addict crisis. How you gonna lock a person up for selling drugs, right? But you're gonna have it to where it's open air use, to where these people, you can have 100 people on this one street. They out there getting high as hell. And you don't think nobody's gonna try to make money off that. It don't make no sense to me. The same money they putting towards, oh, we having a homeless crisis. We gotta put together these programs. We gotta do this. We gotta do that. The same the same people you giving these programs to and you giving this money to and this funding for, you know, those are the same people that's taking that money and taking that funding and taking those resources and going to get high with it. So in actuality, while you trying to talk about you trying to uh create a program to cease homelessness, you giving money to fund the drug trade. And this is the government, this is the United States government that's doing this. This ain't regular average Joe people. They locking average Joe people up hollering about y'all the cause of it. No, we're not the cause of it. You know what I'm saying? The civilians is not the cause of it. They selling dope that y'all are allowing to be pressed up. Y'all are allowing to come into the United States. Y'all are allowing to be used. But the thing is, if the people, which is the lobbyists and all these rich people that's teamed up together to push these politicians and stuff, they wanted to stay at a 1%. 1% of the people in the world is rich. They don't want nobody else to get to their status. So when you start making a whole lot of money in this here, they're gonna try to take you off the streets. They know you doing it. Long as you do it without hurting nobody and all that, they don't care about you getting your money. You just don't try to get too big though. Don't try to get too greedy. We're gonna have to take you off the block. So Yeah, man. Ross Ulbricht, man, welcome home, homie. You know, I seen your speech, and I seen that you still trying to you still trying to help the people that's incarcerated. You trying to let it be known what's really going on in there, because people sit up in them boxes, and you got a lot of people that lose their mind in them boxes. So if people get home and they got a mind, they got a straight, nice, civil, solid mind. They can think and everything, and they get to moving. These people are blessing because they done seen a lot of stuff. They done changed a whole lot, and they got a lot to give back to society. So I welcome you home. It ain't about skin color. It's about me understanding where your mind is at, me understanding how you think, you know, and I can see exactly where you was going when you created the Silk Road, and it got out of hand for you. It got out of hand for you. And that's why I always tell people, man, you got to put the right people around you. You got to put the right people in your circle. You don't just go get anybody just because you need help. You go get the right people. I'd rather bust my ass and do the shit, you know, every day on my own than to allow somebody into my circle that's gonna take away from my circle. So, and one thing people gotta understand is that all the people that's around you, the people that you put around you, you got to make sure that they're useful. You got to be able to use them. They got to be a tool towards you, just like you're a tool towards them. You got to be a tool towards them. You got to be able to be useful towards them. If y'all run around with people that you can't use, they don't bring no value to your life, they not there, they don't apply nothing. They not useful at all. They useless. You see what I'm saying? If a person is not useful, they are useless. I'd rather put people on my team that are useful. And I try to find out how am I useful to them. Other than that, there is no reason in even dealing with each other. There's no reason. You might as well go through your trials and tribulations on your own. We are put here on this earth to use and be used. Other than that, we are useless. Sauce Walker, you know what I'm saying? You, Kanye West, y'all said that the best. And that's another thing about Kanye West. Kanye West, he be putting out a whole lot of knowledge. And people be overlooking it and dismissing it, be like he just ran. Oh, he bipolar, he crazy. But Kanye West, he be saying some of the realest stuff sometimes. Only if you pay attention. If you sit back and think about what he's saying, you know? So um I've been on here for 32 minutes. I was only planning on her being on here for like 30 minutes to talk about Ross Ulbricht. He got out 5 months ago. I gave y'all the breakdown of his whole story and saying how he ended up getting convicted and how he got his double life sentence. And you know, we even hit like Yay. Saying like Sauce Walker. We talked about how they let it be known that, man, I got to put a circle around me that I can use. And I try to be useful to them. You know, that's what you got to do, man. Get rid of the poison, the parasites that's in your life. Get rid of the parasites that's in your life and put people around you, man, that you can use that can help put you to that next level. Other than that, you fighting in a rat race. You on that hamster wheel, going nowhere. But I appreciate everybody that came up in here, man. Y'all watching this, y'all subscribe, y'all share this here live. Y'all share it with everybody else, man. And you tell them to do the same thing. I appreciate you for coming in. I'll see y'all next time.